comes a battle.
With me.
So it looks like Cressel used invisibility. Bandit, bandit, bandit. This bandit is a half orc. You can tell by the skin color. All right, Valerie, you attack.
Strike is one.
And you still have... Yes, you still have fighting defensively on. Okay. Let's have Halda... Alright, Halda, you inspire courage. Lindsay, actually... No. Lindsay, you inspire courage. Halda, instead of that, I'm going to have you cast sleep. On as many people as you can. Now, you can get yourself to sleep, so... Actually, what is Halda's initiative check here? 4. Okay, I think I'm glad it's low, because people can move into formation, and then we can decide where we want to fight. Oh, Amiri's back here. I will have Amiri rage. And you're going to attack that bandit.
Tear them apart!
Again, as I mentioned before, bandits are rogues, and if a bandit is attacking someone that another enemy is also attacking, they get sneak attacks. This could be very rough. Okay, let's go. All right, I think Cressel booked it. I don't think we're actually going to be able to fight Cressel here. All right, Halda, cast sleep just on these guys. Let me make sure. Yeah, that's fine.
Go down!
I'll make sure that you're still only casting on those two. There. I don't want my own guys attacked. Yeah, okay. Should be fine. Ouch! Okay. You are now performing your piercing scream. Yeah, let's do that. On this one. Oh, and Oleg is actually helping with the crossbow. Amiri dealt 12 damage to the bandit, but that wasn't enough. But we did... Oh, they succeeded in their saving throw. So it's that bandit is not dazed that we tried to cast that spell on. I think at this point, actually, why don't you cast Cure Light Wounds on Amiri there? I think that's going to be the most useful thing. And we're still casting Sleep, right? Yeah. All right. Nice! Sleep. They all failed the saving throw for Sleep. Excellent. Now we can take our time. Sleep is really powerful if it works. Amiri... All right, you're out of rage. But that's okay. You attack that one. Valerie... actually, both attack them at the same time, because if you attack one, they'll wake up. Otherwise, I don't think they will. Just everyone attack one target at a time here. Nice. Now everyone attack this one.
Onwards.
Boom. Easy. Yeah. And Cressel's gone. I am going to take this stuff, even though it weighs a lot, because I think we're going to have the opportunity to sell it all right here. So it doesn't really matter how much weight we have.
Forwards.
I'm going to save it. In fact, I'm going to do, like, an actual save here. Just in case. Because the quick saves, I can overwrite. Those get overwritten if I'm playing another game. Not that I'm planning on doing that while we're doing this long session. Take that, you scoundrels, Oleg says. But now, the girl got away. A plague on her. She's certain to complain to the Stag Lord. They came before to collect taxes, but this time they'll come to punish treason. Now what are we going to do? If only I could send Svetlana somewhere safe and show those rats what's what. That's a lot of experience we got. I think with that experience, we should be level 2, because I think it's 300 experience to get to level 2. He notices a fair-haired woman approach. Dove, why are you here? I told you to stay hidden. Oh, is that Svetlana? Zoom in here. It's all over. I saw it. Just needed to be sure you were all right. My name is Svetlana. I'm sorry your arrival to our trading post turned out so unwelcoming. I saw someone run out of the trading post. Do you know who it was? That was Boken. He sells potions. He lives out in the forest like a hermit, but he comes here every day. He knows every tree and bush in the area and how they can help you. The Stag Lord's gang wants him to work for them. He lacks the courage to fight those bandits, but he won't just walk away from us. He has a good heart, even if he grumbles a lot, especially recently. Okay. Let's see. You say these bandits are going to attack again. Who are they? When will they arrive? First, let's see the goods. No, let's ask this. Who are they? They're the Stag Lord's gang. That's who. These lands teem with bandits like bedbugs in a beggar's hut, and you just stirred them up. They have a camp not far from here. I expect they'll return in full force in half a day, maybe less. The Stag Lord won't take an insult like this lightly, and his henchmen are more like demons than men. Okay. Tell me as much as you know. How many are there? They claim they were collecting taxes. How? You have nothing to fear. I'll help you deal with the attack. I'll help you. I'm not really interested in your post, but I never back down from a good fight. We're certainly not evil. Let's ask... Let's tell them they have nothing to fear. Let's ask them pragmatic questions first. How many were there? What do they want? They think they own the land. They come, take what they want, steal the better part of our money every month as a toll for their leader. They even broke our gate, so we couldn't try to hide anything from them. No one knows exactly how many there are. Sometimes only 5 or 6 come. Sometimes it's the whole gang. I'd have shown them what for long ago, if not for Svetlana. They claimed they were collecting taxes. Why? For the Stag Lord and his cronies, of course. The Stag Lord fancies himself a king in these parts. He may have antlers for a crown, but all the troublemakers around here are happy to follow his orders as long as they're paid. So they charge an arm and a leg as taxes, and they call their executions punishment for treason. Even those who never swore allegiance to the Stag Lord. They're killed fast, if they're lucky. If not... Dove, why don't you start supper while we finish our talk? She says she's no need to be protected from dark talk. I'm not some blind kitten. I've seen what they do to people. Most of the gang is made of simple bandits. There are a few monsters among the leadership, especially those close to the Stag Lord. Ox and Dovin from Nisrock come to mind. They like to make a show of their tortures and executions. My husband and I, we saw the bodies. All right, at this point, we'll say, you have nothing to fear. I'll help you deal with the attack. They appreciate our good intentions. They may not have the best manners, but Oleg Levitin is the last name you'll hear accused of being ungrateful. If we manage to defend the post, I'll reward you proper. When I played my evil campaign, I basically took the money that they were going to give to the bandits, and he reluctantly, I don't know, I'm basically like, you're mine now. All right, we have to hide Svetlana. Please don't argue, Dove. Now we need to decide on a plan. Go ahead and look around. There may be some tools that can be used for battle. There's some pretty solid traps around, some tar, a box of alchemist fire, looks like. Alchemist fire, we could put it by the gate, light it off with a burning arrow when those bandits are nearby. I'm going to look around, think on the best way to use the tar traps. Can you answer a few more questions for me first? Oh, enough about the bandits. I want to see your goods. Okay. Now, this game has a very nice option of having the offer button, and it will offer whatever this is selected. Right now, it'll be anything that's not, pretty much anything that's just sellable, I think. So, offer. Look at all this. So, gems, like just stuff that you can, that's made to be sold to merchants. And let me tell you, even with, when I had my evil campaign and I got in Oleg's bad graces, I'm pretty sure all the prices were the same. Like the price that it lists here is the price that he sells us, that he gives us for it. I think. I could be wrong about that. Maybe I'm wrong. But we can also sell some of the other stuff we got. Like we can sell the short sword. We can sell that masterwork light mace. Do we want to sell the composite longbow? I might want to give that to someone as a backup weapon. I think I can get rid of this spear and the rapier. I think I might be fine for now. So we'll sell that. And this guy, he has masterwork stuff for sale, including dwarven stuff. And monk weapons he has, like the Kama is a monk weapon. That's cool. He also has some +1 weapons, which are very expensive, and +1 armor as well. And those are going to be great, but of course we can't afford those. Okay. Ooh, and a small bag of holding. That would be great. That would be amazing. We could actually afford that. Oh, no, we can't. I'm sorry. I was looking at the sell price. So, like, a dagger is 1 to sell, and a dagger here... Oh, you can't buy a regular dagger? Well, let's see. What about a masterwork? A masterwork light mace is 100. Masterwork light mace here is 400 to buy. So this is the sell price. The sell price never changes. It's just a static price, no matter what. It doesn't matter if they like you or don't like you. So that makes me feel better about prices. And you don't have to, like, game the system about trying to get a good price. Okay, I think we're fine with weapons right now. We'll just sell this for the time being. And that should free up, you know, a little bit of space for us. We also have leveling up to do. Let's do it. So leveling up can be a long process in tabletop. Obviously, in CRPG, it doesn't take as long because you don't need to look up everything. But it can still take a long time. We're going to... I very rarely multi-class. And certainly in the campaign that I'm trying to replicate here, the tabletop one, none of us have multi-classed at all. Halda is a straight bard. And next. So at level 2, we get well-versed, meaning we become resistant to saving throws against bardic performance, sonic, and language-dependent events. We get a bard talent, which is cool. And that's it. That's what we get. We get more skill points. And we always want to put stuff in persuasion. That is sort of our thing. Perception is always useful. I think at this point, I'm going to put a point to trickery. Because I want a character... If you don't have at least 1 point in trickery, you can't even attempt to do things like disarm traps or pick locks. And we may want to do that. These knowledge skills are also going to be super useful. And I want to start using these. Lore Nature, like the tabletop survival skill, which is really important in this campaign, is part of Lore Nature. I'm going to take a rank in that. So we're not bringing to level 2 anything except persuasion and perception. I think that's okay. Persuasion is the most important thing for us. And I'm happy that we now have pretty good skill in both of these knowledges. And Lore Nature. We have decent skill. Okay. Next. So we get a bard talent. It wants us to use weapon focus, but honestly, that is not something Halda is not a weapon user. Canny Observer. When a rogue with this talent makes a perception check. Let me look at Halda's character sheet real quick. I actually have Halda's level 2 character sheet. Sorry, when I click out of the game, it kind of pauses it, and it pauses the music for it too. So at level 2, what feats do you have? Extra performance, armor proficiency, light, bard weapon proficiency, shield proficiency, but that's just stuff you get naturally. I feel like the bardic feat here it might not be something that you get. Also, this game doesn't have traits. Halda in Tabletop has a couple of traits, like she gets +2 to initiative because she's reactionary, and she's a natural born leader, meaning that she gets a +1 to her leadership score if we ever get the leadership feat. And leadership feat you can't get until level 7, and I'm pretty sure this game does not have the leadership feat, because the leadership feat, even in Tabletop, a lot of DMs don't allow the leadership feat, and it would be almost impossible in a CRPG to implement the leadership feat. So I'm kind of planning on not being something that happens. So really we're left with skill. You know what? I'm pretty sure we're going to want skill focus. Yeah. Almost definitely. Skill focus will give us a +3 bonus checks involving the chosen skill. And like I said, in Tabletop, bards have skills where their performance skill can be doubled up for certain things, like diplomacy. And I would just put skill focus in that performance skill. But now I'm just going to get skill focus and put it in the amalgam skill of persuasion. And that's kind of 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. It's as good as we can do. And it's a pretty good conversion, I think, of Halda's tabletop character to this game. So skill focus persuasion is going to up our diplomacy, our intimidation, our bluff, all that. But most importantly, diplomacy. Great. I like it. And, oh, we get another spell. And I can see what spell we took, I believe. Can I? I'm looking at my character sheet here. And yes. Level 1 spells that I took were Charm Person, which is not implemented this game, and for good reason. Lesser Confusion, and Cure Light Wounds. Those were the 3. So, Cure Light Wounds... Lesser Confusion is not in this game. It's not in this game, which is why we took Sleep. And the other spell... Oh, and I think I was confusing. She has the cantrip Lullaby, which is not in this game either. Which is fine. It's just I can't do a direct... I got to figure out how to... what we want instead. And what was the other one? Charm Person. Yeah, Charm Person... Even in my tabletop, some DMs don't implement Charm Person because it's a little overpowered. My DM had Charm Person basically just give you a bonus to your diplomacy check. So we could just really pick whatever we want here, whatever's going to make the most sense. Haze of Dreams. You fill an enemy's head with waking dreams, a reminder of the pleasures, delights, and terrors to be found in the dream world. While in this dream state, the target moves at half its normal speed. Not super useful. Hypnotism. Oh, and I know at some point she does take Hideous Laughter at some point, so we might do that. Yeah, spell afflicts a subject with uncontrollable laughter. It collapses into gales of manic laughter, falling prone. Subject can take no actions while laughing, but is not helpless. After the spell ends, it can act normally. On the creature's next turn, it may affect a new saving throw. What's interesting is, in tabletop, this spell gets a penalty if you cast it against a creature of a different type. Like if you're humanoid and you cast it on a kobold. No, not a kobold. Yeah, maybe a kobold. Or maybe like a wolf or something like that. You get a big penalty to that because humor doesn't translate well, I believe the text says. I don't get that text here, so Hideous Laughter might be even more useful here. Some of these spells I'm not familiar with, like Unbreakable Heart. That's interesting. Touch of Gracelessness. Fortitude halves dexterity penalty and negates movement speed penalty. Vanish is will cast some limited invisibility on someone, which could be useful. Feather Step. Oh, ignores adverse movement of difficult terrain. Cause fear. Ear-piercing scream. I'm pretty sure we're going to go with Hideous Laughter. At some point, I know I take it, and I like the spell. Okay. Done. So, we just spent a long time leveling up Halda, and that's okay. Leveling up always takes a long time. Leveling up is fun. I love leveling up. And now let's level up our other characters. So, yes, Valerie is a Tower Shield user. I'm going to give her another level of Fighter here, which it recommends. Next. This should take a little less time. She has less skill points. And a lot of these are at negatives because of your... Look, you can see you get... Having a Tower Shield gives you a crazy penalty to a lot of these skills that are dexterity. Any dexterity-based skills, you have huge penalties to. And Athletics, which is a strength-based skill, you still get an armor check penalty. You have crazy armor check penalties. Which is a shame because we really need you to have, otherwise you would have really good athletics because you have high strength, right? And you have super high constitution. But there are no skills that are constitution-based. What do we want to give you? I guess athletics, we'll still give it to you. Well, you already had a rank in it. I'll give you a little nature check. That'll be nice to have. I'll give you a rank in persuasion just so you have it. And knowledge world. Yeah, I think that's going to be fine. We'll get you, because when you get these green ones are class skills, so anytime you put in one rank, it also gives you an additional +3 to it. That's a one-time thing, but that's what class skills are, and that's really nice. It always makes sense to put something in class skills if it's going to be ever useful for your character. Okay, next. So as a level 2 tower shield expert, you get Burst Barrier, which means you can use your shield to screen yourself from burst spells and effects, gaining a +1 bonus on reflex saves, which is really cool. And you get a bonus combat feat, and I guess we will select that now. Armor focus. We may want to give you armor focus and heavy armor, because you're always going to be wearing crazy heavy armor. You could get combat mobility, which would give you... you're not going to be proccing a lot of attacks of opportunity because you're not going to be running away from battle very often. So that's not going to be that useful. Combat reflexes could be useful. And there are a lot of team-based feats. And I've never actually used team-based feats in the Pathfinder system. They could be super useful. They're especially useful for certain classes like the Cavalier. The Cavalier is not implemented in this game, which is a shame, but I understand why, because the Cavalier is a mount-based character, and I don't think mounts are in the CRPG, unfortunately. Oh, shield focus. Oh, but shield focus... Yeah, shield focus would make a lot of sense. You're always going to be using a shield, so it pretty much just gives you a permanent +1 AC bonus. So probably either that or armor focus. Armor focus would also give you a +1 AC. Yeah, let's just give you the shield focus. You're a shield specialist. You're always going to have a shield. You might not always have heavy armor. There we go. Done. Easy. Cool. That's it. You're done. Way to go, Valerie.